So, today I thought we would go over ordering a board from JLCPCB, which is where I got mine ordered and made up from. So, I'm in the workshop just now, but I'll do a bit of video capture on the main PC of showing you the website and which bits to go through and how to order a board. The only problem I was having with ordering the boards was I couldn't get the headers. I did find them in the design thing, but they were out of stock when I was trying to order them. But I've just been, well, when I built the other boards, I just ordered a big bag of the headers off of, I think it was Amazon or eBay, and they just come as like big long strips of them, and you just cut them with your snips to the size you need to match, you know, a board. If you need that many, you just make it that many and then snip it there. That gets you the number of things, and then you just solder them onto the board. Because let's face it, you're going to have a blank feather that needs its header pins soldered on anyway, so you're going to be doing really fiddly soldering all those bits on. So you're just a couple of steps away from poking them through and doing the same soldering, because it's just the same size of pins. You're just soldering them on. So if you can manage that, as I'll say, God, it's like time travel here at the moment because I'm now recording in the past for things you're about to see in the future. Like, you can order them just as blank boards with nothing on them. You'll just get a green board with holes. Or you can order them with most of the components in place, and then you just have to add on the 5-volt power supply, your feather, add in your wires for connecting the thing, and that's you, you're ready to roll. So while you're watching me, future me, past me, do screen capture and go through the JLC PCB website, I'm going to solder on the extra wires here, and then I'll show you a built board, or I'll show you me soldering some wires on, possibly, depending on how I'm feeling on the old watching me soldering. Right, you watch the thing, I'll solder wires on the board, and I'll meet you back here once it's ready. Okay, this is the open source hardware lab that I'll have left a link to in the description. Now, the first thing I would have you do is go to JLCPCB and make an account. Yours will be obviously sign in or create an account or whatever it says up here when you're not logged in. Do that first, and it makes everything much easier. Although I have found that you might have to open things, log in, close them, and then do all the thing again for it to actually stick and for it to remember what you've done and what's been transferred across its websites. Because the open source hardware lab, JLCPCB, and the Easy EDA editor are all the same login because it's all JLCPCB. So on here on this website, I'll have probably the stock one, as it says, stock, and then there might be one or two versions of modified headers and bits added on and taken away. So we want to open that in an editor, and it will take us to the Easy EDA website, which I'm already logged in. If you're not logged in, it would ask you to log in. So on this board, all I've done is changed these two capacitors into ones that exist in the inventory, and added in these two sets of headers here, which I've got the wrong number of pins, but they line up with enough pins to make it work, and they just overlap a few things slightly, but doesn't cause any issues. Now, at the time of making this video, these two headers are not in stock, and I cannot, for the love of God, find another two from the same manufacturer that are the same size that fit the lengths. It's either one too long or one too short, or they're not the same and they've got different size holes. These are the only two I can find, but they're out of stock. But that doesn't matter, because I'll show you after we've done the board ordering which bits you have to buy off Amazon to do the board yourself, which is what I did. And it's relatively easy. And you're going to be soldering pins onto your Adafruit anyway, so it is just another step to solder these onto the board. So from here, you come up to fabrication, and it is one-click order PCB SMT. Ready? Do not check the things, because it just makes a lot of errors that don't really matter to us. Wait a few seconds. It does the generation, then click OK, in which you'll be taken to the JLCPCB website, where, as you can see, it's processing the Gerber files that it's sent over for us. Ta-da! One board. Don't touch anything. Just hit next. And then it'll automatically add the bill of materials file and the assembly file for us. And now we just have to tell it what it is for the ease of them making things. I'm just going to put in diesel heater ECU like that. Next. And it will take us to the parts page. So everything is in stock, you can see, apart from the two sets of headers here. Header 4 and header 5. Well, it's really header 1 and header 2, but I didn't bother to renumber them. And they don't have any. So you'll get everything else on the board. Press next. Apart from the two sets of headers. As I say, we'll come back and I'll show you what to order to solder them onto the board yourself and what to do. And then from here, once it's rendered the 3D model, 3D-ish, because it's actually just parts. There's no board in it for some reason. Now we can go to 3D. Like you see all there's resistors, some capacitors, your MOSFETs, all roughly where they should be. 2 capacitors around the right way, and that's it. So that says 5 boards, £34 and 24 pence. Now this doesn't include the shipping, so we'll save that to our cart. Save to cart. So that's, I mean, look at that. There's their 5 boards was £1.72, and then 5 sets of building is £32, obviously because people are hand soldering this, whereas the robots just do all that bit. Right, go on then, let's go secure checkout. I'm not going to order these just now, but I'll do that, right, and let's, so our shipping's already £33 so the shipping's the same price as the boards at the moment. And that's, where's the one? Yeah, right. We want this duties and customs fee handled by JLCPCB. So that's like any of them. I mean, you can choose partial international direct. Does that bring the price down any? There we go. That makes it really cheap. So what's that? So that's £48 and 20 pence for the 5 boards, which is not bad. That's okay. And well, that's 13 to 15 business days, so you add a bit on for processing. Then you would go to continue, and then you just pay your things. You obviously hit continue and then enter your payment details. I'm not going to do that now because I don't need another 5 boards just yet. Right, once you've done all that, you might get contacted by JLCPCB asking about holes and plating, and that was the one they asked me because there was like an overlap of holes and plating. Basically just tell them to plate all the holes. Plate all holes, please. Please, nice man, please plate all the holes. And that'll get us the boards that we need. Right, now we've done the ordering, I shall show you soldering the headers. Well, show you where to what to buy and where to solder onto the board. Let's go and look at that. So I should have mentioned if you just want the board itself and don't want any of the bits on the board, if you scroll down to here where it says PCB assembly and just untick this box, it removes the PCB assembly, and you can see you're down to like £4 for the 5 boards you want, or more boards if you want. It's still a minimum of 5, but that's for 5 boards. You're like £4, and then obviously you can change the shipping. You don't have to pay their £22 3 to 5 day delivery. You can choose, well, what's the cheapest one? Like £3 for parcel international direct, and actually you've got your 5 boards for like £6. So that's an option if you just want to get plain boards, nothing on them, and then just put your own components in. Just untick the PCB assembly and just go through the rest of the thing as we did previously. Right, again, depending on how you've ordered your board, you might have lots of components to add or just a few bits. So the main one is obviously the 5V power supply. These, I got like a pack of 10 of these for £8 off of Amazon. You just turn the screw till you get 5 volts in the output, solder on your 12V in, a ground, and a 5V out, and we've got a spare ground there because we need to add in our thermistors. These ones I got, it was either eBay or Amazon. It's a 5-pack. So I bought 2 sets because reasons. 5-pack, and you get I don't know, it's like a meter? No, not quite a meter of wire, bare ends, and I'm going to solder, well, 2 of the ends into our spare ground, and then the other 2 into pin 3 for the exhaust temperature, and pin 5 for the water temperature, and that gives us our temperature sensors that, well, we can either Captain tape onto the side of the heater or stuff up the exhaust or put them into the silencer hole. That's always sometimes a good place. You know, on the, I haven't got one here, strangely. The Chinese and the Webasto silencers have got like a drainage hole to let the moisture out. You can poke one of them up inside and it gives you a fairly goodish temperature. Again, you can tweak it in the software if need be. So I'm going to solder these onto the board and add some more wires on, and we're good to go. And we'll give it a test run, but I intend to move all of this and switch to the big water tank so we can do better, longer runs and a bit more tweaking. Right, I am hopeful that the JLCPCB, my demonstration of how to order things off their website, made sense. While you were watching that, I have soldered the wires onto the board. Wait, I should move this camera so it makes some more sense. Right, looking down from above might help. Where's my pointing screwdriver here? Let me see if I can keep most of this in shot. So the 2 white wires up here, which go into pin 3 and pin 5, that's the 2 thermistor pins. They're soldered up here in this little block up here. This single red wire that you can see, it doesn't have an end. That's my trigger wire onto port number 1. And this other black one off here is the negative feed to the fuel pump. So one half of the fuel pump gets a continuous 12 volt positive, and the other half, the pulse, is a negative that comes off the board, and that's on pin 6. And everything else on the board, and there's your big fat one here is your main 12 volts, and the next fat one next to it is the glow plug, and then I've got the fan output and the water pump. And that's, try and use the heaviest gauge wire you can fit in the holes. I've kind of got a mismatch of wires jammed in there as best I can. The other thing I added is a heatsink onto this MOSFET down here. This is the glow plug MOSFET. Normally it would be a bit longer and then folded over so it sits on the, there's a bit on the actual Webasto itself to sit and kind of act as a heatsink, because it shouldn't ever get any hotter than how hot the water gets. But if you add a heatsink to that, it should try and keep it cool. The other ones don't get particularly hot in operation, but the glow plug one certainly does. And the other bit, which is a very nice feature on this board, and I'm very glad that Simon added it, and I don't know if you can see in there, it says thermal fuse. If I send you a board, I will not put anything in this space. I will leave this as an empty space, and it is up to you whether you add a thermal fuse or just a blank. That is your choice to make, and it means I am removing myself from your choice of safety, whether to be safe or not. My thermal fuse is soldered onto the bottom. There it is, there, that fat boy here. Oh, wait, there's a packet of them. That makes showing you them even easier. Don't know if these are the right ones, that same as Simon used, but it's 121 degrees fuses at and breaks the circuit to the fuel pump. So here's a thermal fuse. Focus, there is one thermal fuse. They kind of fit. I mean, it takes a little bit of bending, but they work. You just have to kind of solder them quickly so you don't blow your thermal fuse as you're setting it, and it all works. Oh, and obviously the Adafruit Arduino SAM22 board. The Feather M0 Express, Adafruit Feather M0 Express, that's what we're going. So that's all soldered on there, and surprisingly I tested it and it still works. So my plan for later is to take all of this and move it over the other side of the workshop with the big 40 litre water tank, so I can run extended tests and stop and start it and tweak the code and still have the water under temperature so I can start again, because with the little 5 litre thing, it does not take long at all before it's got too hot, and then we can't actually run the heater anymore to do any more tests, because I want to try hotter exhaust temperature output and lowering the water temperature to see if it gets up to temperature, runs, and then starts again once the temperature comes back down. And if not, can we implement the code that it will have this function so it can turn itself on and off as need be? Oh, there's something else. Oh, does anybody know where I can get decent solder wire that's not super expensive? This stuff, I bought this stuff. It is absolutely terrible. It says it's 6337. I wish it was a lot more lead in it. It comes out, it just, it doesn't flow. It kind of just blobs on, and it's horrible. Please leave me comment suggestions on solder, please. Oh, it would make my life so much easier if I had nice solder to solder with. Yeah, leave please solder recommendations, but not the super expensive stuff, because Paul bought me. I've still to try it. It's still in its envelope, like the best, most expensive solder you can buy. I haven't tried it because I'm afraid to, in case I like it and then I have to keep buying it. So solder suggestions, please leave them below. And any other comments, questions, as always, leave them down there and I will try my very best to answer them, especially on the ordering process from JLCPCB and any other bits you need to get for the board. Because if you've noticed, there's a few components missing. There's like 2 capacitor sections on there that we don't need to use unless you really wanted to take the old thermistor off your old Webasto board and solder on there and use that as the temperature sensor. We're not going to do that. I've just got my sensors, and then just turn you around. One is currently, let me zoom in. The exhaust one is the one that's being held in place by the side cutters. It's currently poked in the exhaust, and my water temperature is just poked up against the pipe. Obviously, you can use something like Captain Tape and stick them to the sides, or stick them wherever you want to get more accurate water readings. But for the time being, it works. Later on, we'll move all that over there, and we can do more, longer tests and do more things. So, comments, questions, solder recommendations would be most appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching.